guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality, and today is a Trash to Treasures video, and I will be altering this license plate cover that I picked up at the Goodwill. It was 99 cents, and I want to use it to make a frame for my daughter because she's going back for her second year in college, and I wanted her to have something special to take with her that she can hang up in her room. So she is an animal lover, and she is actually going to school for zoology, but we have two pets, and this is a black and white picture that I printed out from our computer of our dog and our cat. The picture's not the greatest. It kind of, I think my inks are kind of going. It didn't quite pick up the detail in our cat, so I might end up reprinting this, but this is our dog Nikita, and this is Cinnamon, and there's my hand right there. If you can tell, it's hard to get a picture of the two of these guys, but I was able to hold her there and get them both looking at my phone while I was holding her with one hand and holding my phone with the other and taking a picture. So I was able to get that. But so anyway, I wanted to alter this license plate. I was wandering through the Goodwill and saw this and was like, I can do something with this. So I have that. I'm also going to be making flowers to decorate it out of a toilet paper roll. So stay tuned to learn how to do that. So for this project, if you want to do this with me, you need a license plate cover. This is plastic. You need a toilet paper roll if you want to make the flowers. You need scissors. You need a paintbrush. You need a glue gun. I have some chipboard that was from some packaging that I'm going to use to mount my picture on and then put it into the back. And the license plate frames are actually quite nice for adding a picture in because it has a lip on the outside, and it also has this little tiny lip right here that you can slide under there, and it'll kind of hold whatever it is you have onto here. And I'll probably end up attaching it like with either the glue gun or score tape. I'm not sure, probably the glue gun. But yeah. And then it has the holes up here to put ribbon, or in my case, I do have some thin gold ribbon. I also have these fabrics here. Her dorm room is coral, white, and gold. So these were some fabrics that I had. We found an old tool chest at an antique store before she left for her freshman year, and we made it into a trunk with a cushion on top that she can use. She can sit on it, or she could use it as a stool, and we added legs and everything to the bottom and a cushion, and then she can use it as storage as well. So I had this left over, and I have this ribbon here, but I'm going to use these to cut up and use to tie and maybe decorate. I might make a flower out of this as well. So then I also have this Rust-Oleum metallic primer, paint and primer, and it's Champagne Mist. We also used this on the project that she already has it for school. So I have this left over. Then I have some coral colored paint because I have these little letters that I found at Michael's, and I'm trying to find the other letter where'd it go? Anyway, I will find it. I have an N and I have a C, and then I have a little and symbol here. I think that's called an ampersand, I'm not sure. But I'm going to paint these letters the coral color. I'm going to spray paint the frame the gold color. And then I have found this at Michael's as well. It says love you more. And this is just a saying that we say a lot in our family. So I just thought this was perfect. I can paint this. I'm not sure. I think I may spray paint it the gold or paint it this. I haven't decided yet. But I will use that to attach to the top to cover up this part. And then the flowers will go along the bottom, as well as the initials for Cinnamon and Nikita. So yeah, that's what I have for this project, guys. Stick with me and we will be making this together. First thing I'm going to do is go and spray paint this and let it dry, and I will be back. Right, so while my frame is drying outside, I'm going to go ahead and paint these pieces, the initials, the and sign, and the love you more, with my coral paint. And this is just the Craft Smart Coral Reef. It was the color that I liked. I couldn't find, I would have rather have had chalk paint. This is a satin paint, but I think it'll work fine. So while the first coat is drying on these, I'm going to pull those aside and I'm going to show you how you can make flowers, roses, out of paper towel roll. Get those back here. Alright, so you need an empty paper towel roll. What you want to do is start at the top or one of the ends and find where the paper towel roll is glued to itself, and you want to start pulling it apart because it's just one long piece that's twisted together like that. So now I'm going to start at one end, and at about a little less than a half an inch, maybe 3/8 of an inch, just start tearing it. Tear it all the way down the whole length of the piece that was rolled together. And you know, it doesn't have to be perfect because, you know, roses aren't perfect. Well, they are perfect in God's eyes, but when you make them with the toilet paper, with a paper towel roll, if it's not, you know, you want it to be rough looking so the petals look really nice. So now you have this long piece of the paper towel roll. And well, before we start rolling it together, we want to cut a circle to make for the base of the flower so we have something to hot glue onto. So you can either use a circle punch or a die or just cut one out. I'm just going to eyeball it and cut a circle out of here. Just like that. Doesn't need to be perfect because it's going to be on the bottom. You won't be, you know, you won't see it. And save this because I'll be making more of these for my project. Probably 3, I'm not sure. So now you want to take your piece that you just tore, the piece that's straight, that was from the original, you know, the other side that wasn't torn. You want that on the bottom. And what you want to do is start twisting it in a circle. Twisting it in on itself. And then as you go, you want it to twist it out. So when it's in the circle, the petals are going out, and then you just it kind of starts folding in on itself. So you want to keep doing that. Let me start over here. So it has, like rose petals have different folds. You just keep rolling, and then if it wants to fold down, just let it fold down and keep going around. And if you want to stop, like this is a good point to stop. I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the bottom. A little bit of hot glue. Just kind of holds it together. You want to let it dry a little bit so you don't get it on your fingers. It's kind of there. Now just keep going. There. So it makes a nice toilet paper towel roll flower. And you want to take this, put a little bit of glue on the end, seal it off there, and then you want to glue it down on your base. I think I'm going to cut this down a little bit. About a 1-inch circle is good for this. And then stick some glue down here. And put that on the bottom of your flower. There. So there's a nice rose. And then I want to take my coral paint here and just put a little bit of paint on the tops here to add some color. And I may go back in with some of the spray paint and spray just a misting of the gold, but I really like that. Alright guys, so my pieces are dry and I want to add some details. So I found a gold marker that I had in my stash. This is a Prismacolor gold metallic marker. So I'm going to just add some dots to the letters. I'm also going to take the pen and add some gold on it, just a little bit. You can also use the spray paint, but I just wanted to add a little bit of gold. Just add a little shine on the top. So next I'm going to grab my fabrics that I have, and I'm going to go ahead and cut some strips. One of each to tie up at the top of my license plate holder. So, let's see. I'm going to do it the long way here. My longest piece. Just going to fold it in fourths. Let me pull you out a little bit. There we go. And I'm cutting at about 1 inch. And these aren't my sewing scissors. I just grabbed the scissors I had in my drawer so they don't cut real smooth, but it's okay for this. And then I'm going to cut another one out of this fabric. Alright, I'm going to go grab my license plate, and I have my picture here. I had my husband print this out so it showed all the features. It wasn't so washed out. So I'm going to grab my trimmer and my license plate and trim this down, and we'll start putting this together. Since Nikita's head's up there, I'm just going to trim off at the top and then measure 4.5 down and cut that piece off. I'm going to check first before I do that and see how much will actually fit, because I may not know. I'm not going to cut any more off. I'm just going to center it. I'm just going to come down like that. But I'm going to have to mount it on my chipboard because it's not quite long enough. Looks like the license plate frame comes out to like 6 inches from one lip to the other. And I want to use all that to keep, you know, so it's sturdy, the picture's sturdy. And let's see. I'm going to use my scissors and trim the corners so it'll fit in the frame. Let's see if that works. There. That's perfect. So now I just need to figure this out. So I want have as much of his head in the picture, so I'm going to mount it really close and then trim off the bottom. Probably like that. So I have some score tape or tearing tape or whatever you want to call it. That's what I'm going to use because my paper is really thin. I don't want to try using glue, liquid glue, or it'll wrinkle the paper. So I think I'm going to just add a piece of fabric to each side. That way I don't have to wait for the paint to dry. And it's the same color as my paint, so I'm just going to do that. It will be easy. I'm just going to peel off one of my score tapes and stick it down. I'm going to need to use my crocodile or hole punch and punch out right through there. So let's see, I'm going to get a pencil and mark that. Alright, so now I'm going to put some score tape on the inside here. Yeah, I think I'll just use score tape. We'll see how that holds. So now I'm going to take my two pieces of fabric and kind of curl it up on the end and poke it through from the front. Let's see here. Pull it through. Oops. And then back through the other side. And then I'm just going to pull it up to the top and tie a bow so that she can hang it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off, I pulled it through so that I'm going to make this a little bit more even. I'm just going to trim it, but I'm going to make this, it is about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 inches long approximately. So I'm going to trim it off here because I'm having a hard time tying the bow with the strings at the bottom. So I'm going to glue this with the hot glue together here and then make my bow and glue it to the top of that. I'm not sure if this is going to be enough to make a nice bow, but I'm going to try. going to stick some glue on there. Okay. Oops. Okay, so for the rest of it, this is what I was thinking. I was thinking I would do, so I have a C for Cinnamon and Nikita. So I'm going to glue those up at the top. And then I'm going to glue my piece here that says Love You More down there. And my 2 flowers on one side. I went ahead and made a 4th flower to put on the other side. So that covers up the majority of the stuff that was printed. And you can't really tell up here, like, that there's, you know, it's kind of falls into the background. So that's how I'm going to do it, and then it'll be done. So I'm going to go ahead and glue everything on, and I will be right back. Guys, so here it is. I love how this turned out. So I hope that my daughter will like it. We'll be giving this to her. I haven't decided yet if we're going to give it to her before we leave to fly out to take her, or like when we actually move her in. I think I may save it till she actually moves in to give it to her. So that'll be in another week. So if you like this, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and subscribe, and hopefully you will find a license plate like this and transform it into something really cool. Check out more of my videos. I'll link my playlist down below of all my other Trash to Treasure videos, as well as my other paper crafting. I do Plan with Me's on Mondays and Bible journalings on Wednesdays, and then all the other days are just random videos. So I hope you come back, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you again next time. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality. Bye. God bless.